Chiefs Kingdom, welcome back to All Chiefed Up. I am Steve, and I'm here with Mike. Today, we're going to be talking about a couple of things that PFF put out on Twitter. So they put out a graphic, projected passing yards for this upcoming season. They had number one, Tom Brady at 5,046 yards. Number two, they had Patrick Mahomes at 4,801. Number three, Matt Stafford at 4,769 yards. Number four, Josh Allen at 4,768 yards, 1 yard apart there. And then number five, Justin Herbert. Do you think they're on to something with their list, or do you think that you would move that around a little bit? Because I think that Mahomes is going to have a 5,000 plus season, in my opinion. What do you think?
I mean, of course, they would put Brady as the number one. Anytime Brady's going to play, they're always going to list him in every category, which, I mean, some of it's warranted. I mean, Tampa Bay does throw the ball a lot. They, it's kind of like Kansas City in a way where, like, they use a lot of short passes in place of run game.
Right.
I do think the Chiefs will run the ball a little more this year, though. I think they're right. I think they're about right with Mahomes at about the 4,800 mark. I mean, you think he'll go over 5. That's only a 200-yard difference.
My thing is I'm with you. I think that they're going to run the ball more. I think there's going to be more design run plays and less RPOs. With that being said, if we're getting 5 yards per carry on the ground by design run plays, that's going to open up more for Mahomes, and you're going to see more of those early Mahomes years, big plays and things like that, because he's got more options out on the field now too. His receiving core is way more deep. He's got better options. I feel like that you're right about what you said, but I think that's going to, rocket Mahomes over 5,000 yards, in my opinion.
I don't see nothing wrong with the list. I think those are probably the top, 5. I'm just personally glad they didn't decide to put Joe Burrow on that list because he's an idiot.
I know, dude. He's the most overrated quarterback in the league. And I'm not saying that he's the worst quarterback in the league. I think Burrow's probably a top 10 quarterback. I'll give him that, maybe. But he's down there around that 10 mark. He's definitely not a top 5 quarterback. He's not a top 3 quarterback. All that stuff's garbage.
Do you put Lamar Jackson as a top 10 quarterback?
Yes and no.
Because if you do, is Lamar Jackson better than Joe Burrow? Who would you rather have if it was your team?
I think I would take Lamar.
It's a tough one.
Well, here's my thing. Like Lamar, he's not your, stereotypical quarterback. I wouldn't put him in the top 5, even though a lot of people try to do that. I wouldn't do that. But I do think he's top 10. Yes, his legs are the main reason for that. But, I mean, he's not the worst passer. If he played in a system that they allowed him to throw the ball more or quit designing run plays for him all the time, like maybe if he had kind of like an offense like McDermott or whatever his name has in Buffalo, like with Josh Allen. I mean, Josh Allen, he's pass first, but he can still run. Maybe if it was something like that and it wasn't just Harbaugh, just, running a high school offense.
Well, maybe that shows Lamar Jackson's limitations, though. Maybe he can't run an offense like that.
I don't know. I think that he could. I think
I would have to put Joe Burrow slightly above Lamar Jackson, but only because I feel like Burrow, he's serviceable getting out of the pocket if need be, but I want a quarterback that doesn't want to just run first all the time.
Well, that's what I was saying. I would take Lamar over Burrow if you could get him out of a run first thing. And I don't know if that's him or if that's the system he's in. I don't know. But either way, I think that I would take Lamar over Burrow. That's just what I'm saying. I think that he's a better athlete. And I think that if he was coached up right and in the right situation, I think he'd be better than Joe Burrow. I was kind of thinking about this projected passing yards. Of course, I was saying I think Mahomes will be over 5,000 yards. Do you think that Matt Stafford is still going to be up there at third? This coming season?
Yeah, I think he's got enough weapons. I think anytime Sean McVay's offenses are pretty good. I think Stafford, he's not old by any means. He's still got enough weapons. Yeah, I think Stafford will be up there. Stafford had close to 4,000.
Do you think the league's going to let Cooper Kupp just trounce them like they did last year, or are they going to do something to where they change it up, they figure it out, and snuff them out a little bit like they did Tyreek Hill?
I don't know. Cooper Kupp and Tyreek are not very similar because Tyreek was easy. You just had to take away his over the top. Whereas Cooper Kupp, you can double him, triple him, and he'll wiggle out. They still got good receivers. I mean, besides Cooper Kupp, take Cooper Kupp away and you've got Allen Robinson just signed with them this offseason. They got Van Jefferson. I mean, we've been talking about Van Jefferson for like years, thinking he's going to break out.
Yeah, but I think the order I would put it in, I think Brady still might have more passing yards just because of the way the offense is set up than Mahomes, but I do think Mahomes is going to be over 5,000. So I have them both over 5,000 yards. I'll go ahead and give the nod to Brady, have Mahomes in second. I think I would go ahead and put in a third position Justin Herbert. I think that they're really kind of downplaying what he's going to do this year because we know he slings the ball like crazy. That offense is designed for him to sling the ball like crazy. They signed back Mike Williams. They got Keenan Allen. He passes to Austin Eckler all the time. I think that he's going to.
Josh Palmer's coming on.
Yeah, so, Josh Palmer could definitely step up this year and actually, make a difference. And I think I would put him above Allen and Stafford. And then I think Stafford and Allen, they're going to kind of fight it out for that fourth spot.
I think I'd go ahead and put Stafford above Allen just because Allen does like to run the ball a lot, whereas Stafford's not going to do that. So,
okay, so they have Brady, Mahomes, Stafford, Allen, Herbert. And are we in agreement that it should be Brady, Mahomes, Herbert, Stafford,
Allen?
What about you guys? Hey, tell us what you think. Put it down in the comments. Let's know what you think is going to be the list for the most projected passing yards. Who do you think is going to show up? Who's not? Are we leaving somebody off the top five that could take one of these five off of it? I don't know. Put it in the comments. They also put out a graphic. Mike, it was the most interceptions in the NFL since the year 2015. And what I saw in there was kind of surprising, to be honest. So I just kind of wanted to bring this up and see if you could take maybe just one guess at who you think would be number one on that list.
I would think Tyrann Mathieu got to be on that list. Is Honey Badger on that list? Do you have the list in front of you?
I have the list in front of me.
Is Tyrann on that list?
Honey Badger is on the list.
Darius Slay's got to be on that list, right?
He is not. I mean, the guys on this list are bigger names. So
Stephon Gilmore. Is he on the list?
He's not. So yeah, see, you're right at the alley I was. I was thinking like, where's Stephon Gilmore?
Where's Marcus Peters? Marcus Peters has a ton of interceptions.
Marcus Peters is number one on that list, bro. As much of a bad attitude as this guy had, and he had to part ways with Kansas City, that guy is an absolute force. He is a beast. And I don't know why dude, I don't know why people even ever doubted that guy. John Dorsey, props for picking up on that because, I mean, the guy is, if he could keep his head on straight and quit acting like a fool, he's just got a bad attitude and very immature, which was slightly entertaining. Like, I think we were at the Jets game. Was it the Jets game? He had a couple of interceptions. He also punted the ball out in the stands. And then I think he threw a flag out in the stands at one point. So, I mean, it is kind of entertaining. It's kind of like early Travis Kelce, right?
Right. Xavier Howard on the list?
Xavier Howard is on the list. So,
I would have thought it was between those two.
Well, one was Marcus Peters and two Xavier Howard. So
okay,
you did get Honey Badger right. Do you have Honey Badger was at number 5? So do you have any cracks at who 3 or 4 is, real quick, before I just go ahead and say it?
What about the kid that just got signed by San Diego? How long's he been in the league?
J.C. Jackson. He's number 3 on the list.
Okay.
So see, you're not doing too bad at this. You're not doing too bad. You're piecing it together.
So is Tyrann 4? Because if not, then I don't.
No, Tyrann's 5. Number 4 was Kevin Byard. So I just thought it was cool that 2 of the guys on this list were Chiefs. Of course, Marcus Peters started out his career in Kansas City. He was an absolute beast at corner at Kansas City. He was a ball hawk. He made plays like crazy. There's a couple plays where he was punching the ball out and getting fumbles. I really liked Marcus Peters, and we did give him away for next to nothing. And it's crazy to think that we just gave away the guy that has the most interceptions in the league since 2015.
You know who I'm surprised wasn't on the list?
Who?
Dan Sorensen.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I was like, well, how's Dan Sorensen not on this list?
How's Dirty Dan not on this
list? You want to know how Dan Sorensen wasn't on that list? Because he played the wrong assignment and they scored a touchdown. Robert Griffin put out a tweet. He actually said that the Chiefs are deeper at wide receiver than ever. Tyreek Hills don't grow on trees. So after he moved to Miami, the Chiefs replaced Tyreek with depth. They added Juju, MVS, Sky Moore, and have Josh Gordon, Corey Coleman, and Justin Ross fighting to be wide receiver 5-6. Chemistry will be key, not talent. So the first thing that I noticed with this tweet was hey, somebody in sports, analyzing sports here gets it. They realize that we have more depth now. We have a better wide receiver room than we had last year. No doubt about it. The second thing I noticed was he completely left Mecole off of it. And like I've been noticing this is happening more and more often. People are overlooking Mecole so much. Like Mecole, if you don't have a giant chip on your shoulder and you don't go out next season and just absolutely ball, I don't know what to tell you,
Dude,
man. You might as well start bowling full time.
I absolutely hate that people are disrespecting Mecole Hardman like this.
Yeah.
But like you said, this dude ought to have like a bag of Lay's on his, like a can of Pringles should be sitting right here, and not Byron, but just a can of Pringles, bro. And this dude ought to come out just like balls swinging, like he ought to
Yeah.
just kill people
You
this
know
year.
that meme with the dude off of South Park where he's just got his big huge
Dude,
balls in the wheelbarrow?
take Miko,
Man.
take your big balls and you go out and put up 1,000 yards and 10 TDs this year and shut these people up. Like, just
Yeah,
do it.
man. Like that's where I'm at with it. Like I'm behind Mecole. I like Mecole. We've been hard on him since day one. We always have because I feel
Dude,
like there's more potential. Like
I've been
you got
critical
potential.
of Miko, but
Well,
sometimes
it's
I
because
realized it wasn't Miko's fault.
it's not. Some of it wasn't. Some of it he's in the shadows of Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelsey. He's not getting the targets. He has made some big plays in his career. I mean, I've seen him, but I just feel like he has so much more to offer that he's not done yet. This is your year, bro. Get out there, make it happen, throw them big, huge balls in the wheelbarrow, push them out
Look,
onto the field, and make these people shut up, man.
we've said it time and time again. If you don't think Mecole Hardman can be an amazing receiver, I just want you to go back and rewatch Mecole Hardman in the game against the Bengals that we lost to, and Mahomes had a second
Yeah.
half meltdown. If you watch that film, Mecole Hardman was open all day long, and they wouldn't
Yes.
look to him. They
Yep.
wouldn't throw to him. Mecole Hardman could have had a 300-yard, 4-touchdown game.
There's actually part of the game where you saw a sideline argument between Mecole Hardman and Tyreek Hill. I can't remember if the enemy was in that mix, but I mean, Mecole was absolutely furious. He's like, dude, I am wide open. I've been open and no one's throwing me the ball. He had every right to get mad about it because he was out there balling and everyone just ignored him. It
Dude,
was insane.
there was a particular play in the second half where Mecole Hardman ran across the middle of the field around the 20-yard mark. He's about 20 yards downfield. Mahomes never looked at him. If Mahomes would have turned around and threw the ball backwards, Mecole Hardman could have caught the ball and done 4 backflips and still walked in the end zone. That's how open he was. And they didn't even look at him. Thanks for tuning in to the Mecole Hardman Hour. We appreciated it. Miko, if you let us down, I swear we will bring you on this podcast and we will fight you. I will sledgehammer your bowling ball.
We're going to sledgehammer your balls.
Not your actual balls. That'll hurt. Miko, do it. Do it for Chiefs Kingdom. Do it for All Chiefed Up. Do it for
Jesus.
Do it for Teen Wolf. Do it for Teen Wolf.
Come on.
Let's move on. I'm tired of talking about Mecole Hardman.
All right, Mike, PFF, they put out a graphic with 10 players on it, and it is the biggest year 3 breakout candidates. I'm just going to read them off to you, and then I want to get your opinion. Or is there a 3-year Chief that could be on this list, do you think, which would be Clyde, Willie Gay? Is there any more?
Yeah. You got not Willie, L'Jarius Sneed.
L'Jarius Sneed. Yeah, so I'm going to read you their list. They have Jerry Jeudy from the Denver Broncos, Ezra Cleveland, guard for the Vikings, Travis Gibson, edge for the Bears, Grant Delpit, safety for the Browns, Isaiah Simmons, linebacker from the Cardinals, Jonathan Grenard from the Texans, edge rusher, Jonah Jackson, guard from the Lions, Brandon Ayuk, wide receiver from the 49ers, Kyle Duggar, safety from the Patriots, and Cameron Dantzler, cornerback for the Vikings. So pretty good list. I think there's some guys on there that could have breakout years, especially, in my opinion, Jerry Jeudy. Now that he's got Russell Wilson, he could have a breakout year. And I think that Isaiah Simmons, I mean, that guy's just a freak, man. He could bust out at any time.
I think if Delpit stays healthy, that could be a good option with Cleveland right there.
Right.
Grant
And
Delpit can play.
I'll tell you what, if he had a quarterback, Brandon Ayuk. But I mean, I just think with Jimmy G and
Dude, lots of Ayuk hype last year with fantasy
Yeah.
football. I know you guys do fantasy football. We may get into some of that on this channel,
Oh,
possibly.
we're going to talk about that.
But yeah, we drafted him early last year thinking it was going to be a breakout season. And my God, he was on the
Well,
bench.
that's the problem here is not Brandy Ayuk. It's Trey Lance.
Well,
It's
he had
Jimmy G.
he had a lot of Tyreek Butterfinger working for him. So
Yeah, so I think, if he ever got in the right situation, I think he could do it. It's not going to be this year, though. I don't believe that he would be it. So, Mike, just off that list, we've talked about some that we think could be. Who's the best candidate, in my opinion, right off the top of my head, off this list? Jerry Jeudy, just because he got Russell Wilson now. He's got a couple other decent receivers that could, cause him to be open. He might not get double teamed like crazy. So, are there any Chiefs that you think that could be on this list, that should be on this list above some of these other guys?
I want to say Clyde could be there. I really do. I think Clyde has everything it takes. Patrick Mahomes went to bat to get Clyde on this team. That is one of the reasons we drafted him. And I believe if he can get over the injury part, Clyde could turn it on this year. You may see a breakout from Clyde. Sneed's probably going to get better. Let's be honest. He allowed a lot of receptions thrown his way last year, so he can get better on that front.
Willie Gay.
Gay stays healthy.
Yes.
He could do it too. You could all get there. I've got some other names in the NFL I'll throw out, and you tell me if you think they could be candidates for breakout.
Okay.
What about Michael Pittman, wide receiver for the Colts?
I think he should be
on that list.
He should be on that list, no doubt about it. Especially now, he's going to have Matty Ice throwing the ball instead of Carson Wentz. So.
I think another guy could be on the list, Laviska Shenault. If they can turn it around in Jacksonville, Shenault can get it.
If we would have brought him to Kansas City, he would have been a beast this year.
Right. Another wide receiver, Cleveland, Donovan Peoples-Jones. He looked good last year. I think he's got a chance to do it this year.
Yep.
Now, who's throwing him the ball? That may be the question. They may have traded 15 draft picks and give up $400 million to start Jacoby Brissett. So they did some real Browns. They did some real Brownsing in the offseason.
Something tells me Deshaun Watson's going to be too busy getting a handy somewhere to throw any passes to Peoples-Jones.
Dude, this dude.
Dude, he's got to be the horniest man of all time. How in the world are you a multimillionaire NFL quarterback and you're out here trying to get handies from massage therapists? Yeah, like, what are you doing with your life?
Probably like 4s and 5s, busted women, with like callous fingers, trying to touch his Johnson. It ain't happening. Let me tell you something. I cannot believe that. Dude, I thought Kansas City, when we traded up in the draft to take Mahomes, was going to take him. And I did swear, if we would have took him, we'd have died right now.
At the time, we would have been like, okay, cool. We got Deshaun Watson.
Dude, we all thought that.
Like, we would have been happy about it.
Did we all not think that's what was happening?
In hindsight, though, is that not the best move ever by any GM, any team? Like taking Patrick Mahomes over that dude? Like, that was absolute genius right there.
Was it Dorsey?
Dorsey was in on it. Veach was in on it.
But Dorsey with the guidance of Brett Veach. I don't think Dorsey really wanted him. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Dorsey could draft like a mother. He just could not manage his team.
So, yeah. Dude, enshrine those guys in the Hall of Fame right now on that one move that they didn't get ball tickler Deshaun.
Hey,
get out of here. Okay, I'm going to name another name.
Why wouldn't he just pull a Robert Kraft and go to the Asian places where no one would even know about it, bro? You wouldn't even be getting. What are we doing?
I don't know. What about KJ Hamler from Denver? I think he may be a dark horse instead of Jeudy because he plays that little inside running route game, and I guess Russell does heep the ball down the field pretty well.
Russell's one of those guys that throw the big rainbow ball, right? Like, he's just going to throw it up and you go get it. And Jerry Jeudy
is more like your DK, whereas Hamler I thought was more like the Lockett. Yeah. So that's why I did it. And then one other name, not a wide receiver this time. I don't even know if you'll remember this guy, but he had an ACL injury, cut his first season short. Last season, he had a concussion in game 1. He missed a ton of time. Green Bay Packers tight end Josiah DeGuara from Cincinnati, who we all thought looked like Kelsey a little bit. And the Chiefs actually showed some interest in him too. But I think he could be He could be a breakout right there.
Talking about Green Bay tight ends. Remember like how funny it was like a year ago when everybody was talking about Robert Tonyan being better than Kelsey.
Dude.
Robert
Tonyan,
Tonyan, bro.
shut up. Who's Robert Tonyan?
People are so stupid.
Gosh.
Man,
I know
that's good
people
stuff.
I know women named Tanya that would be better than Tonyan.
Oh, Robert Tanya Roberts. She'd be better.
Tanya Harding.
Tanya Harden, the ice
Dude,
skater.
yeah, let's not talk about him anymore. But Josiah DeGuara, put the name down. That might be a late round fantasy option for you.
Man, so I think what out of the people that you brought to the table, I think the most logical one's Michael Pittman. I'm kind of surprised I didn't have him on there. That's crazy, but I'm with you. I think Clyde could crack that list because he has not lived up to the hype. And is he going to? I don't know, but if he's going to, this is a year to do it because even his fan base, Chiefs Kingdom, is very down on Clyde. They've all talked about wanting to trade him, get rid of him. They hate him. They don't want him there. Now's your time to shine, man. Pull him. You're basically Mecole Hardman right now. Like it's a do or die year. Get it done, man. And I think that, if he is what they say he is, then yeah, he could crack that top 10.
Dude, hypothetical, and we've talked about it a little bit. If Clyde gets the chance to start, and by week 6, Clyde is injured again, will we try to trade him midseason, or will we just shut it down and just not give him his 5th year option? Is that going to be what we do?
So my thing is who would want him? Like right now, I think if you're going to trade Clyde, go ahead and get it done because like people still thinking that he could have that breakout year.
I was going to say who wants him at this point.
Exactly. But I mean, there's still a little bit of mystery there. Like, man, he's coming off a couple injuries. That's why he didn't have the huge year. Maybe he can still do this thing. There might be some teams that would bite on that, or people just looking to, move somebody. And I've got a lot of hell in the comments over saying that we should maybe package him up with a
fourth rounder for Saquon.
Yeah, people's been going nuts about that one. And it's like, I'm literally just telling you this right here. Saquon Barkley as an athlete is in a whole other stratosphere from Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Are the stats similar? Yes. Are their injuries similar? Yeah. But I mean, Saquon, the thing about him is he's just this freak athlete. So if you put him on the team, that's a chance of hitting a home run. Saquon on the Chiefs.
Okay, I got to trade
with the best offensive line in football.
Hypothetical trade. People in the comments are going to go ape. I want to know. This is the comment question. I want you to answer it. Here we go. If the Chiefs today just straight up, I won't put picks involved. I don't want to go that deep. Clyde to Atlanta. Atlanta needs one, and we get the old gambler himself, the wide receiver. I forget his name. What's his name?
You talking about
the
Ridley, Calvin Ridley.
Calvin Ridley for Clyde. Straight up, would you do it right now?
Yes, I would do it in a heartbeat because first of all, I was a big proponent of going and getting Ridley. First of all, he got screwed. How are you going to be out for the whole year for betting $1,500 on your own team to win?
And they might let ball ticklers.
Yeah, stick around. That's what I was going to say. You got old Jackie over there who's might somehow get to play this year, which is insanity. But yeah, I was a proponent of getting Ridley. Ridley is awesome. Okay. He's a good receiver and our offense would be great. So, I mean, what?
Oh, Jack Johnson over there in Cleveland.
Oh, Whacker 110.
Hey, the new Beavis and Butthead. There's a guy named Richard Whacker. He said Dick Whacker. Oh, Dick Whacker up in Cleveland.
Oh, Richard Whacker.
Oh, that's Rich Whacker. He is rich right now, so Rich Whacker works.
Stop whacking at my tool shed, boys.
Bobby, get out of the tool shed.
Man. All right. But yes, I would trade Clyde for Calvin Ridley. No doubt. I think Ridley would be massive in Kansas City. He'd be a great receiver. And my thing, I know we already have this huge wide receiver room, but I mean, let's be honest here. If Clyde wasn't on this team, I don't think I would even be worried because I mean, I think.
But this is how I see it. Clyde goes to Atlanta. We get Kenny Rogers, the gambler over here, but he sets a season. And if you look at it, you might not get to sign back a few wide receivers next year. So it's kind of perfect. He learns the playbook and then we don't have to take such a hard hit to our receiver room.
Right. So Juju's only on a 1 year. MVS, he's set up for maybe 2.
I mean, MVS is looking good right now. I would say he's probably going to stick around 2 years unless he has a monumental failure season.
I think Juju's going to come out and bust over 1,000 and stay cheap.
Yeah, so Juju, well, if he busts over 1,000, he might want to bust out the paycheck, and we might not do that one. So
I don't know, man. I think he'd stick around for a minute. We'll see how that plays out. But yes, I would do that trade.
Yeah, me too. Let us know in the comments. I'm curious.
Yeah, get down in the comments. Let us know what you would do. Would you trade Clyde Edwards-Helaire straight up for Calvin Ridley? And also, I would be willing to say I'd make that trade even if Calvin Ridley can't play this year.
Oh yeah, that's why I do it.
So even if he's not playing all year, I'm still doing that trade.
No, I think Rojo, Pacheco, Gore, McKinnon. I think that's fine.
I have a lot riding on Isaiah Pacheco. I think he's going to be an asset to this team. So
Pop is going to kill it.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us today. If you liked what you saw, get down in the comments, leave us a comment, like the video, hit that subscribe button. We need to get to 500 ASAP. Go ahead, hit the button, hit the bell notification. That way you get notification when we have new videos coming out. Also, if you haven't checked them out yet, go over to How About Those Chiefs. The channel is doing great things. You definitely want to watch that. Cole's a good guy. Cole, aka the Red Beard of Destiny. That's what I like to call him. So get over there and check that out.